You are not impressed. You do not think that all of a sudden Dez Bryant and Dak have some great rapport. You do not think that Dez is back. So I am going to defer to you here. Why did you see something different than everybody else?
Well, Dak made some good throws, and they have to throw the ball down the field if they're going to be a great football team, because you're going to get in games over the next month that you're going to have to get big chunks.
Yep.
Someone is going to stop Dallas for rushing the ball for 125 to 175 yards. And what's going to make them special is their ability to affect the field with their passing game. Last night, they completed 3 deep passes, 2 on the outside fade, a back shoulder fade. The guy played too far up on the upfield shoulder. Dez made a great adjustment, which he does. And then they ran a takeoff on a special teams player. Their third team, right corner, special teams guy. Guy wasn't supposed to be out there, but that's all Detroit has left on the field. So Dez makes the one-handed grab there in the end.
You're saying Dez did what he was expected to do given who he was playing against.
The kind of money they're paying him, that's what he's supposed to do. But for Dallas to be special, they're going to have to make some plays up the pump seam and in the middle of the football field. They're going to have to make some in-breaking routes because they're not going to get just single coverage with a backup. Well, they actually had 2 backups in the game at corner. So for me, I thought Dallas, that should have been their initial game plan going into the game. They have backups. Let's throw the ball down the field. They didn't throw the ball down the field until they got pressed and got forced, because that is not what they do well.
It's
not as if I'm trying to downgrade Dez's play, but as an NFL receiver, he should be getting double covered anyway. I don't know why they single covered him with a buster.
Now you are downgrading
I'm just downgrading the coverage guy.
Yeah, the coverage guy.
There's no point in his career he ever thought he'd be covering a guy man-to-man. He runs down on special teams. He's going to play 25 to 30 plays. Like, I'm lost out here. What am I doing out here guarding Dez Bryant?
And it is interesting that when you talk about the best receivers in football, here are the names people say in some order or another.
Yeah.
Julio, Odell,
yes.
A.J. Green, Dez Bryant. Those are the names people say. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Antonio. Antonio Brown.
A.J. Green.
I said him.
Yes.
Those are the 5 names people say.
Yes.
It does feel to me like Dez plays a little differently than those guys, and teams cover him a little differently than those guys. Those other guys demand double teams constantly.
Dez gets a little bit of cover, too, because they have to play cover, too, because they're not necessarily worried about the other ones. And they have no vertical threat at tight end.
Right.
You know, Witten cannot run the way he used to be able to run and affect the middle of the football. So I wouldn't say they cover him that much different. They play cover, too. He gets more man-to-man than Odell.
That's what I mean.
Let me just give you an example. If Detroit would have played the Giants last night, Odell would have had 200 yards. He would have fried that guy like catfish.
Right. Odell, Julio. Dez had a nice game, but not the game the other elite guy is going to have.
No, because they're not great throwing the ball down the field. So there won't be a lot of people analyzing this today. This is what I worry about the Cowboys. You know, if they have a flaw, it's their inability to consistently be able to make plays in their passing game.